Peace and love, you guys. Salute. Salute to my good people. Um, I am vexed right now. Not really vexed, but as you guys know, I am a huge Anthony Joshua fan. Okay, if you know, you know. Those of you who rock with me know what time it is. I am Team AJ all day. Okay. Now, these are emotions that are going to be pretty raw, you guys. So bear with me, okay? I didn't want to wait until tomorrow like I usually do. I usually, watch my fights. I go through processing the outcomes. And the next day, after I gather myself, get my bearings together about that outcome, whether on the winning side or the losing side, I tend to generally wait until the following day to give just a, concise perspective, because there are some points that, I may want to jot down or whatever the case is. But you guys are getting it, straight aftermath vibes right now. And you guys, no cap, I am really, of course, I'm torn at this outcome, of the Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois fight. I was pushing for Joshua, even though I really do like Dubois as well. I think he's a really great fighter. And in the previous video, I gave you some insight into, my take on him, and that I know that he shows up and that he was not going to come to this ring to play. I think those were my exact words. I know what type of fighter he is. He has heart, he has courage, and he applies that pressure. He makes no bones about that. And he gives you no space in the ring. He is just an all-out fighter, and I love that warrior energy from Dubois. And that's exactly the Dubois that showed up in the ring tonight against Joshua. Now, what I was expecting was Joshua to show up too, with that heart and that tenacity that I know of him, to apply his own pressure. Now, the heart was definitely on deck. Okay, the heart was there. The warriorship was there. Except that, his skills seem to have been left at home. He was making the careless mistake throughout the entire fight of leaving his hands down. Baby, why were those hands down? In a boxing match against a puncher? Your hands are down, my king? I don't understand. Dubois was basically ruling that fight with his jab. The jab that he was using set up every, ounce of the power shots that he wound up landing and catching AJ with super early. First round, bam. And then all the subsequent rounds, it's like, I was just looking to see some defense from AJ. I did not understand why those hands were down. And in the moments where, he started flicking his jab and trying to use his jab to kind of reset, he had some success with Dubois, but he just reneged too often on using his jab, and using that length and that reach advantage that he does have over Dubois. I was definitely confused, you guys, no cap. And I know Ben Davidson didn't tell AJ to go in there with his hands down. Ben Davidson is, a phenomenal trainer, and he is very high in his IQ on the boxing game. He works with Devin Haney, and Devin Haney is probably my favorite boxer, technical boxer in all of boxing. And I'm sure that he has been teaching AJ and working with AJ on these types of developments and things like that. And so, I know the plan wasn't to go in there and just, leave oneself susceptible, to the whims and the pressure and the aggression of somebody that they know to be, a serious puncher. So I don't know what the game plan was, but I certainly know and can count on Ben Davidson not having him go in there, on a whim. Those hands were down. I don't know. I really don't know what happened. I'd love to see, AJ work on that. He needs to get his hands up. He needs to, put more pressure on using his jab, keeping that jab in motherfuckers' faces. I need to see much, much better and more effective defense from AJ. He had no defense. He had no head movement. Pretty much anything that Dubois thought to jab, with his eyes closed, pretty much, he was landing on AJ. It seemed like, if Dubois wanted to, go out, come back to the ring, with some McDonald's, talking on phone to, his girlfriend and call his grandma and tell his grandmother, I love you, and then hit AJ with a shot, it would still land. You know what I'm saying? If Dubois was virtually able to do anything he wanted and throw anything he wanted at AJ. And, it's connecting because AJ is not effectively using any movement. Even when he was on his toes, the moment he sets, bang, he's getting caught with something. There were so many things, happening simultaneously. It was almost kind of hard to digest everything that was happening. And I think AJ being hurt so early on in this fight kind of left him, you know what? I don't know what it is about the past 12 months, you guys. But what is going on with boxing? Let me just say this as well. I'm going to need the numbers of my favorite fighters because I need to call them personally. Somebody get me AJ's number, please, because I need to call him. I need to call EJ. Okay. And tell them, you can't be doing this to your girl. Okay. Your girl shows up for you. Your girl is here for you. Okay. Sugar Free is here. Sugar Free is down. Ride or die type of chick. Okay. I rocks with my fighters. I stand with my fighters. Win, lose, draw, or indifferent or whatever. Okay. I am here. I stand beside my men, my kings. But y'all cannot be running through my emotions like this. Y'all cannot be having my little heart. I know I got heart for days. That's why they call me Mars. You know what I'm saying? I'm sugar free. You know what I mean? Nothing sweet over here. But I'm very passionate about boxing. And I really, really do rock with these men, these warriors that I support very, very deeply. Y'all can't be having my emotions going all crazy like this. I need to talk to these fellas. When you just be easy on a motherfucker's heart, okay? I'm just like, yo, boxing has been so precarious and it's always precarious. It's always unpredictable because you really never know. And that's why I love the sport. That's why there is no sport like boxing. However, I am, emotional about these things. You know what I'm saying? It's been a crazy, crazy 12 months. EJ was hurt early in his fight last July. I believe it was also the first round. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney, even though he's technically still undefeated, he did not lose to racist Riri, the cheat, Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? But he, that whole scenario before we found out that we were dealing with a cheater, I was susceptible to all types of emotions watching Devin, get hurt early in his fight. And now AJ, these are three of my favorite fighters in the game. There is no one above Errol Spence Jr. to me, Devin Haney, and Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? There are a few others in my list, but when we talk about my top three, those are them, y'all. Okay? And all three of my gunners, all three of my beautiful kings have faced early signs of wear and tear and damage in their fights back to back throughout the past 12 months. You guys, oh, child. I don't know if these men are trying to send me to the hospital. I don't know what they're trying to do to me, y'all, but I don't know if I could take this. I'm really, 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 going through the motions here. But, like I said, I'm a soldier and I rock with them through thick and thin. And so, I say that to say that it's still Team AJ over here. I'm very proud of his warrior heart. His legs betrayed him when he got hurt because it's just what happens when you get hurt. But that man's heart was in the game and in it to the end. He was down. He could not get up. And all the while he is still trying to get up. He thinks he can get up. His heart is saying, okay, you got wobbled. Okay, but get up. His legs, however, it's his legs. And so, there is no question of his heart being on display. And I salute the king for that always, in seeing him, ready to continue. It was very much the same thing with EJ. EJ had to, be stopped because he would have kept going if he could have. And the same thing with Devin. Devin Haney was not stopped at all, and was convincingly or arguably winning his fight with Ryan Garcia back in April. But all the while, the times that he touched the canvas, his response was to get up. So this is the type of warriorship that I salute, and the reason why I salute particularly these three men so heavily and so vehemently as I do. But yes, what an interesting fight, you guys. And AJ, I think he was trying to recover, and all the while, he's clinching, he's being smart and using his clinch when, after that first round and the second and third and fourth round. Well, I really say the second and third round, he started to use his clinch because he is trying to get his bearings together in that fourth round. He seems to have been a little bit more sturdy on his feet, a little bit more cognizant, and able to apply some moments of pressure of his own against Dubois, and he even managed to hurt Dubois. And leading right up to that fifth round, the final round, his punch placement, he started connecting some big ones of his own, and he hurt Dubois. But it was in the midst of him hurting Dubois that, he started charging in, because he wants the kill. And in trying to ignite, the flame, he got caught with a crazy counter uppercut. And that's just kind of what sent him for the final time to the canvas. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh, man, damn, AJ, like, fuck. But, after the fight, he gave his little post fight in the ring interview with the commentator, and you can definitely tell that, he was disappointed in himself. Real talk, he probably wanted to throw everybody and their mama out the goddamn arena and chairs all over the place left and right. But as he stated, he's going to keep his composure because, of course, we know how emotional his outbursts can get and to what degree they can get, that we saw in the last fight with Usyk. So I guess he just didn't want to go that route this time. So, he was gracious, he was calm, and he was definitely mature in handling the situation. And when he was asked, what he felt went wrong, if he felt like it was just Dubois' quickness, was it his power, or was it the fact that he may have made some mistakes? And AJ posited that, I think it was a bit of all of those particular factors, at one time, kind of a composite of situations that came into play. So, it's interesting, watching him in real time, kind of digest and process, what just happened, because that was a lot that happened, and it was so fast and it was so, jarring that I could only imagine what was going on in his mind. But, Dubois, when he did his post fight interview, when they spoke to him while in the ring, he looked composed, he looked calm, of course he looked happy, he wasn't jumping up and down all crazy like he had won the lottery. He looked very self-assured, very confident, and he called out anybody who wanted. He said he the can man of the heavyweight division. He said anybody can motherfucking get it. Okay, he called out Usyk. He said, Usyk want that smoke? I'm with it. Whoever want that smoke, I'm with it. So I like the vibe that he's on. Shout out to the young king, Daniel Dubois. But as I said, I am Team AJ all day. I got nothing but respect for him. And I'm very interested to see, because when they spoke to Eddie, they mentioned that there was a rematch clause between them. So I'm not sure if there's going to be a rematch for that IBF belt, or what is going to be going on. But real talk, I can't lie and say that I wouldn't be interested, even though I know a lot of people will not agree, because they're like, AJ got washed. He's done for, he got beat up so badly. He got put down, knocked out in the fifth round or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But Muhammad Ali has been put down. Does that stop him from being the greatest? When he faced defeat, I hate to go the cliche route or whatever, but it's the facts. Did Tommy Hearn lose before? Did Mike Tyson not see defeat before? You know what I mean? Lennox Lewis. Let's talk about this here now, because we are talking about, people's sportsmanship, people's heart, people's courage and warriorship in real time. You know what I mean? This is the art of war. It's a game that I respect. And, it's part and parcel to many greats' stories, many of our Black kings' stories. Okay, save for, of course, Floyd Mayweather, who has gone on, to bypass, his O's being removed from his record. But you know what I'm saying? We got a line of great kings who have faced all types of adversity, okay, and all levels of adversaries, and, they have had to walk through those challenges. It's a testament to one story. Why not have a rematch? I'm with it. You feel me? I want the rematch with goddamn EJ and Bud. I want that rematch. Let's run the shit back. You know what I mean? Like, let's run it back. That's what anybody would want to do. If you a real G out here, if you a real warrior, you're trying to get that shit back in blood. You're trying to put your name on something. You know what I mean? That's the type of, I like that heart. I like that courage. Why not? So, if you want to run it back or whatever, dimensions will, have to, be checked off the list in order to get that done, then get it done if it can be done. If not, you move on and you live to fight another day. But, this is warriorship. This is the generalship. This is the agency, the authority of oneself that says, yo, all right, I've been through this challenge. I'm going again. And then I'm going to go again after that if I have to, because that's the type of business I stand on. This is the mentality of the fighters that I back and that I want to see in all of the fighters, come what may. Daring to be great on your journey does not mean that you're going to be sitting pretty, getting your hair done. You know what I mean? Looking picture perfect all the time. That's not what the road to greatness entails. That's not what it looks like. There will be all types of bumps and bruises and embarrassing moments and questions and all types of upheavals within you and around you. What do you do about it? How do you rise to the occasion for the next time? You know what I mean? That's the warriorship and the generalship that I support. And that's the warriorship that the young king, Daniel Dubois, definitely showed up to put the world on notice about as far as his generalship and kingship. So salute to Daniel Dubois. I'm excited to see what is up next for him, whether he rematches Joshua or whatever he moves forward with. Salute to him. And of course, big mega love to my king, Big Femi, Anthony Joshua. It's still Team AJ over here. You heard? That's it for me, y'all. I'm on to the next. Peace.